That's why she spit.
All right, so a little intermission here from the dyno. Got there a couple days ago to see Josh Kinsey, who runs Underground Garage, and he's got a dyno at his house, which is really cool. And it's a newer dyno, 224X, I believe. Anyway, strapped the car down right off the street, and had a little heat in it, you know what I mean? Like, and he likes to pull them with the hood down so you can see his screen. So a few things different from how I would normally pull it with the hood up and cool, but either way, right off the street, first pull, right at 18, 19 pounds of boost. It made 800 rear-wheel horsepower and 730 torque. And I was like, man, that's down like 100, 125 horsepower from what it normally is. Its car's always made 900, no matter if it had a stick shift in it, 4R70, 6R80, it would make anywhere between 850 and 925. Depending on how much timing we had in it. So first thing I noticed was the air fuel was pretty good. It's like 11.5, 11.3 to 11.5. And that was fun, but it only had 14 degrees of timing. And being on 85, you should be able to run more timing in it. But again, this was my remote tune that I had done by Andrew Baroden. You know him as Dr. EFI or Project Gotta Go. And so he had it conservative safe because we haven't had a chance to dyno it yet, just on the street. So on the street, of course, it blows tires off, it's fast, but on the dyno, I can tell it needs more timing in it. So I got ready to make another pull, and the car started misfiring. Anything over 2,000 RPM with a load on it. So I pulled the plugs, and they all looked fine. Unfortunately, I haven't another set of plugs with me, so we decided to call it a night. Couldn't really do any tune at that point, so we have a baseline, so it's only going to go up from there. We should probably end up at least 20 degrees of timing in this motor. If I remember right, I think that's what we used to run with C16, but it's been a minute. But anyway, we're gonna throw some timing at it, check the air fuel, and make sure I've optimized it for my street tune, which should be close to 900-ish, and maybe a little bit more since it's got more compression now. But you gotta think, I've changed the computer, I've changed the injectors, I rebuilt the motor, it's got more compression. I feel like it should make more than 900, but I know the Turbo 400 install may suck a little bit more power than the 6R80 and the 4R70. I don't know, but either way, I'm gonna throw timing at it when we go back, and then I'll start turning the boost up on it and see what we can actually make. But right now, the car runs great until I got off the dyno, then I had a misfire. And I wanted to show you, it was misfiring so bad that when I came home, first thing I did was I pulled all the plugs out. Now on the dyno, they look brand new, but here that you see, just trying to drive it home, it was misfiring real bad. So I put plugs in it yesterday. I went ahead and changed the oil. I didn't trust the oil if it was gassed up or something. So I put new oil in it, filter, put new plugs in it, warmed it up, tried to go up the street, and it started misfiring again. So came back, and I think around here, I've got a spare wideband oxygen sensor for a Holley system. So I just pulled out the one that was in it. As you can tell, it really doesn't look the greatest. So hopefully this is the issue, and why you can crank it up and it idles fine, but then you start putting under load, it starts acting funny. But nothing's loose, I can't find anything else wrong. Again, it'll fire up and idle like a champ, so pretty sure the motor's fine. It doesn't tick, knock, has good oil pressure, doesn't smoke. So I think the motor's okay. I think it's just something, it's a sensor related issue, but I'm gonna sort that out. And once I get it finished, then the next video should be me back at the dyno getting after it. Just wanted to give you a little intermission where we're at and what we got here. So today I've got to go get some ethanol. I'm gonna be dynoing the TTSaleen over there again this week. And just for a margin of safety, instead of using the Sheets ethanol, I'm gonna get some Renegade 85. And I found a place in Sanford that has it, and I'm about to go there. I figured why not? Today's a nice day. Drive the 68 Charger with the Hemi swap. So, we'll see how this goes. All right, on our way. Renegade Pro E85. All right, so just got back home. Tonight was actually successful. Everything I'd hoped for. Figured out what the car likes and doesn't like. It was low in timing when I first went, 14 degrees at wide open. I bumped it 4 degrees, so it's 18 now at 19 pounds of boost. And the car responded just right off the street from 798 previously to like 832. So 4 degrees of timing picked up about, 35, 40 horsepower roughly, but the torque went up like 40. So I definitely like more timing. What I'm finding out is Josh's dyno from other dynos I've been on, it's what I call the heartbreaker dyno. Somewhere between it and the new software and how it loads the car, and this transmission and converter, I think, are sapping at least 20% driveline loss out the car. So anyway, 19 pounds of boost, it made 835, I think we made 2 pulls, horsepower, and like 780 torque. And then we turned it up, and at 26 pounds of boost, it made 950. Had a few issues. It was blowing the spark out, and when I tried to turn it up, so we tightened the plugs up from 24 gap to 18 gap. and that helped. But on that same pull, it had blown the boost tube off of the intake, and it was making boost, but it only made like 18 pounds of boost, and it still made like 920 on that pull. But it was dumping boost, so it didn't make more than that. And then the last pull, we tried to come up with a way to fix it, and we saw 27 pounds of boost, and it made again 950 horsepower. So the boost didn't really change, 26, 27, it makes 950. I was gonna turn it up, but it's already, 10:30 at night. So I couldn't just keep running the car. But the air was kind of hot earlier today, and it cooled off a little bit tonight. But it's basically 1,000 horsepower at probably 30 pounds of boost now through the Turbo 400, where previously it would make 1,200 horsepower with a 6-speed manual. So if I wanted to just chase a number, I could put a 6-speed manual in it and probably get a lot more power. But for what I'm going to do and go into the track with it, it is perfect. So we started reading the plugs, put fresh plugs in it, the TR8 plugs. And overall, the way the burn was, I had a bunch of good friends that night helping me. Josh was helping me, who runs a dyno. Billy Barnhouse, a guy I've known since high school, he was helping me. And Todd Wester. All those guys know their stuff when it comes to Holley and ethanol. And we basically kicked some ideas around, looked at timing, air fuel, and changed a few things, and got the car. I mean, you might as well say we basically picked up about 200 horsepower, close to it, from where I came in the other day. And it's running perfect, and it's safe. It's actually got a little bit retarded timing and a little fat air fuel. Air fuel's around 11 to 11.2 at the last pull, and timing's at 18 degrees at 19 pounds and like 15 degrees at 27 pounds. So very safe. Plugs look great. I can run it. I put the Renegade fuel in it just to give me a touch of, margin of safety, but I didn't really need it, but just peace of mind. But the car drove home, runs wonderful. That O2 sensor the other night really screwed me up in my plans, but we fixed it better here than at the track. And I'll throw all this video together so you can check it out. But a very successful night. Just wanted to say thanks to Todd Wester, Billy Barnhouse, and Josh Kinsey for helping me on the dyno, showing me some things doing the Holley, getting it all figured out. So appreciate having a good team around me. It really helps to ask questions and get instant feedback and try to figure it out. So the TTSaleen is back. It is a monster now, absolute monster. It ran good before, but you can imagine with 4 more degrees of timing, it definitely woke it up a lot. What I told Todd was I put 4 degrees in it before I put back on the dyno, and it was spicy, just how I know how the car pulls. But overall, it's a great night. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll have everything thrown together shortly.